We are finally back live with a piece of content on YouTube because the whole day I've been working to fix the problem that I told you about in Discord, at least, because I couldn't do anything on YouTube. And I'll explain that in a second. But good to have you here. Welcome, welcome in this live stream of, let's say, about an hour. We're going to cover Elliott Waves, but I want to start with what happened earlier today. And after that, we go into Elliott Waves. Actually, not too much has changed from the video this morning and the probabilities this morning, as we're just waiting for a bigger range to form, though. But yeah, we're going to cover some stuff in this live stream, and then, of course, feedback and feedback. Yeah. Then we have chatting and Q&A after. So, of course, usually I post 3 pieces of content a day whenever I can. But I was very lucky to get the morning video out because this morning, for whatever reason, I could not get into my YouTube studio. And after trying 100 times, I managed to get in YouTube studio this morning. I quickly uploaded the video I recorded in the morning. And then I put the timestamps and everything in the description by phone because after the video was uploaded, I wanted to add the timestamps, but then I got kicked out of YouTube Studio again. It just didn't work. I had to log in and then I log in and it doesn't work. And I get this error that was like ERR, error, too many redirects or something like this. So I couldn't do anything. So in my phone, I was typing the timestamps and okay, nice, video online. And then I hoped that before it was the afternoon, I managed to fix the problem, but I couldn't. So I was still trying to figure out the problem. I had a meeting in the meantime at Schiphol as well in Amsterdam. So I went up and down there. And then in the train, like with my laptop, trying to figure out what I can do. And holy moly, did I like deep dive into the issue. So I cleared everything in the browser. I resetted Chrome. I removed all the cache, websites, the safe passwords, whatever, like everything clean. My Chrome has never been this clean. And so everything cleaned up, still didn't manage to get in. Then I removed all of the Google accounts that I don't really use, like with emails I never use and stuff. So I cleaned all of that out. Then I have noticed like the YouTube channel Koens Trading is connected to a brand account. So you have your Google account and you can attach a brand account. So I was like, hey, maybe make a new brand account and see if that works. Doesn't work, so remove the brand account again. And eventually I got in touch with support, which didn't help. But I managed to figure it out myself. So partly because I got a message from Alex O'Crypto. I don't know if he's here, but I'll write him after. And he was like, yo, I restarted my computer. So he had the same problem last night. And he said, I did this and this and restarted my PC. Now, I logged in and out of my Google account all the time and YouTube all the time. So it was not the log in and log out. But eventually what he did, he wrote me. And Alex O'Crypto said the following. He was like, I had the same problem last night. I had to delete cookies, which I already did in the morning, re-log into Google and restart my computer. So after all of that stuff, restarting my internet, my PC eventually, and all the clear cache and whatnot, I restarted my PC. And I don't know what made it work, but it works because we're here. So I don't know, like it's probably a combination of clearing the cookies and everything in Chrome, restarting my internet, restarting the PC. I have no idea. Maybe YouTube fixed something in the background and it's just bare luck. But here we are. I noticed I could get back in YouTube and wanted to go live instead of making a video because we missed out on the live stream this afternoon. So yeah, that is what happened today, which was quite hectic because, of course, you know, if you don't have access to your YouTube account, it's going to be a problem to upload anything, right? So and a problem to help people and inform people. So good to be here, good to be live, and hi everyone. So after we say hi, we go into the analysis. So what's up? Dara Serega Krilatkov, what's up? How you doing? Joel 2, you're number 3, but you were close. To the moon. Bina, hello everyone. What a lovely day it was. I hope you all are green. Absolutely. The man is back. Yes, he finally is. what an issue, eh? Here before Mark Dutch. That is something that that I have to remember when he pops in. Problem solved. Problem solved. Yes, we have become hulks from the extreme green. Don't be greedy. Manage your positions, but it's good to be green, no? Good morning, Bullish Bradley. How are you doing? Nice name as well. Bina, I'm in Norway, but New York has just begun. We will see the 58k resistance crack. We are building a bit of bullish CVD, I believe. I didn't really do my analysis because of all the issues today, so nothing really changed. But I'll have a look at the lower time frames, right? So let's have a look here. Polar Bearman, what's up? How you doing? Good to have you here. OG. Fines, how are you doing, Sarah? Can you show an example of the completion of the fifth wave somewhere in the chart before in the history? Yeah, we can have a look at previous wave 5s. Papa Live, what's up, Koen? What's up, Papa? How you doing, man? Wave 3 may not be finished yet. If you zoom into the 15 or 5 minutes, you can see explain. Yeah, it's always difficult to, like I mentioned in the morning update, it's very difficult to know when a wave 3 ends. Best thing to do is just wait for a range. Just wait for a range, a bigger sideways structure that is mimicking the time of a wave 2. And we're still waiting for this. We are at resistance here for a bit, but, just waiting patiently. Were you on the Tor network? No. Vinay as Space Monk. How you doing? Waiting for an entry. Make sure to follow your plan. Why are miners going down? I do not know, to be honest. I'm not really involved too much with the fundamentals. So what's up? Maybe a Band-Aid B channel. Please start analysis. We will. We are going to do that right now. But when I go live, I always like to say hi to you, right? You put the effort into clicking on the notification or on the video and jumping in. So I just want to welcome everyone. And then we will start. Let me change the color here to white because I'll actually remove this up because we wicked through this resistance here. So we touched everything that we had to touch in this resistance. And very, very nice. So, okay, let's go over the different time frames and the analysis, shall we? So, hi from Morocco. Nor B, how are you doing? The problem, B channel, I actually just explained at the beginning, just now. A few minutes back. So make sure to check that one out. But I can't pinpoint it. It's not like it's probably a combination of things, but somehow managed to fix it. I want to ask why my chart doesn't look like it. It doesn't show the part before 2017. That's because I'm on a Coinbase BTC USD Coinbase chart, and you are if you can go to other charts. So just look for another chart like the Bitstamp or the index chart. If you look for Bitcoin USD, right? BTC USD. Every chart here has a different amount of history. If you go to Bitstamp, you'll find info to like 2012. If you click on index, you have it since the initiation of Bitcoin. So that is why. It's just you're probably using a different chart. Okay, let's zoom out, and we're gonna cover a bit more than we did in the morning update. So I'm gonna prepare here and put this stuff to the upside as well. Yes. Go to the weekly time frame. What's up, Skywalker? How are you doing? Rob, welcome as well. Have to kind of listen when working. Cheeky. Let's see. I can move this there. Quickly checking. Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. Thanks, Bruno. Hasta la vista, Barbie, Radev, welcome, Mark Pear. Seeing your, I know, right? I know. The perfect 69K on Coinbase. Very nice, as we say. Okay, let's start. It is minute 13 and 30 seconds. No, wait, let's start on 14 minutes because it's easier later on in the live stream. So let's wait 20 seconds and then we start. John Boronat, welcome. How are you doing? Good to have you here. And Ash K, how are you doing as well? Yeah, very close. No, it looks close, but that's also what I like to see. I want to see the greed and then have a bit of a correction to the downside. Actually, that would be nice, either before or after all-time high. I don't really care, but hey, it is time to start the analysis. Minute 14. So let's go through the chart, then we'll do chatting and Q&A after, right? So on a weekly time frame, this is the volume profile on the Coinbase chart. I'll make sure to go to the Bybit chart as well because it's a little different. But on the Coinbase chart, this is the volume profile of this range over here. Very, very nicely respected. Big support resistance area down here. Resistance, resistance going through over here. Once you enter the volume profile, probabilities are high to move to the point of control. Passing the point of control, probabilities high to move to the value area high. Nice area of resistance, finding support on the point of control, moving to the upside, outside of this range. The volume is not staggering at the moment. Of course, we can't take into account the current week, right? Because the week just started. But you can see that the volume is a little bit meh, but we continue to observe what's happening. We had a bit of a red week here, right after the move towards the upside. Not necessarily a retest of the support resistance area here. Arguably, you can call it a bit of a retest and continuation to the upside. But let's see how far we get, right? The all-time high indeed is getting close. So with regards to this channel, we spent a lot of time in this channel in 2021 and early 2022. So if we do move down inside this channel, then we're going to call this a deviation, and that is similar to what we had, for example, over here, or what you have over here as well, right? It's a deviation of the range, and then when you get back inside the range, you expect price to move back towards the point of control, right? If you at least go back in, retest, and then move to the downside. So of course, for the bulls, preferably you're going to stay above this level. Now, with regards to the channel, before we get into Elliott Waves, so first some other stuff. So, which I think is interesting for you to see or maybe to implement as well. This is a channel. This is the linear chart, not logarithmic chart, taken from the low to the high. That is the goal, at least. Need to change it. There we go. And you can see that we moved out, retest, continuation on the linear scale, and on the logarithmic scale, we are also attempting to move outside of the boundaries of the channel. Same pivots, right? It's just the logarithmic scale, so the channel changes a little bit. But what you can see is we hit the high of the channel, hit the middle of the channel, and now we are attempting to break out of this channel. And of course, if we're bullish, that's what we want to see. I don't really count this as a great retest per se. It's pretty much just ranging on the trend line. But let's see if we ever retest the upper trend line, see if it holds. If it doesn't, we can expect price to move to the middle again. No? With regards to the fibs, fib taken from the high to the low, 886 is coming very, very close on the logarithmic scale, right? The 886, let me put on the prices here. 886 is important from an Elliott Wave point of view. 58.1K is the 886 on the logarithmic scale. And on the linear scale, we're approaching the 786, 57.5, 62.9 is the 886. So there's a bit of a difference between linear and logarithmic. This is log, this is linear, right? So there's a little bit of a difference between the two, and it will be interesting to observe the difference. Now, usually on a weekly chart, I do prefer the logarithmic chart because the time frame is so high. Percentage moves are big as well, right? This is a 253% move to the upside from the low pretty much. So preferably using a logarithmic scale here and keeping an eye on the 886. What price does like to do from an Elliott Wave point of view on the lower time frames is to test an 886 move to a golden pocket, and then potentially either continue or fill the golden pocket. So it will be interesting to see if that counts as well in the weekly time frames. There's no rule or guideline that says if you hit the 886, you always retest the golden pocket. It's just something that we see a lot on the lower time frames. But then again, on the logarithmic chart, 58.1, and on the linear chart, 62.9. So those are definitely areas I keep in mind. The speed fan here taken from the high to the low as well, currently at the 886, right? So then finally, the weekly gap. We pause this weekly gap, moving towards the final weekly gap that we have above price. Important resistance, 59.5K, 62.3K. Cool. Let's then go into the Elliott Wave analysis. So what we love to talk about on the channel. Daily chart, latest move to the upside. The fact that price now is moving above the most common target area for a wave 5 does decrease the probabilities for this particular count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then eventually a wave 5. Common target area 1.618, 1.236, taken from the high to the low of this wave 4. Closing candles above lowers the probabilities, right? There's a couple of ways you can extend the target for a wave 5. One of them is taking a trend-based fit from the low to the high of 3 to the low of wave 4. And then you toggle on the 0.618, but what you'll see is that it is in the middle of that target area and not above the 1.618, so it's pretty much useless, right? And then we take a trend-based fit from the low to the high of 1 to the low of wave 4. And then another target is the 1-to-1, but yeah, they're useless, as you can see. So therefore, the remaining target is these 1.236 to the 1.618, but we're now moving above. Closing multiple candles here above does lower the probabilities for this particular scenario that we have on the chart here, right? So in this case, though, still good to at least plant the seed, looking for a bigger corrective structure to the downside. 05 to the 786, 41K to 31.8K is your common target. Less common targets 382 to the 05, 44.9, 41K, 886, very rare for a wave 2. You don't want to hit it. Preferably a wave 2 ends after the 0.382, which is taken from the low to the current day, right? It's a fib time taken from the low to the current day. Double click on the current day and your 382 line is on the 2nd of May this year, meaning you want to at least end wave 2 preferably after the 0.382, which is then the 2nd of May. But as mentioned, the fact that here we are now moving above the target area for wave 5 does lower the probabilities a bit for this particular scenario and also increases probabilities for this scenario here. Now, in both cases, we are looking for a bit of a retracement. We're looking for a 5-wave structure to finish, right? And then we're looking for a retracement. And the retracement will give us all the information that we need, right? Here, we are looking for a more shallow retracement compared to what we're looking for here. But in both cases, we're looking for a little bit of a move towards the downside, a bit of a retracement, and based on that move, we can reanalyze and see what happens, right? So in this bullish scenario, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already finished. That is your second wave 1, by the way. 1, 2, 1, 2, continuation to the upside, right? Here we are then looking for another wave 1 and another wave 2. It has to be said that a triple 1-2 on the higher time frames is not really something you tend to see too often. But then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking for a 3-wave corrective structure to the downside. We currently do have some good volume at the moment to the upside here as well. Actually curious, is this, yeah, it looks like the volume we had here, which is the volume yesterday, has been the highest in this move towards the upside. And the highest amount of volume is something that is characteristic for a wave 3 and not a wave 5. So that could be very, very interesting. With regards to this push to the upside, if this is a potential 1-2-1-2 and you're starting a 3, that would be absolutely crazy. We're not going there yet. So at the moment, that's not yet the highest probability, right? We're waiting for price to stagnate and eventually range, and then we'll take it from there. But in this scenario, you're looking for a wave 1 to end, 3-wave corrective structure to the downside. Your wave 2 here, 05786, that's your common target area from the low to the high. 38205, less common, 886 rare, right? We don't want to hit it. Fib time taken from the low to the current candle. 382 is sitting at the 11th of March. For this one, I actually have to go to the weekly. And then finally, we have a scenario where we might not really see deeper retracements. At the moment, not yet the highest probability, right? Because on the lower time frames, and we're going to go there in a second, low time frame folder here and the micro folder, right? At the moment, probabilities are higher to still see a bit of a retracement to the downside, right? So therefore, this scenario is very much an alternative where you have your 1, 2 continuation to the upside, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, and you just continue in a wave 3, which without having the great dips. You can have ranges, but you don't really have a bit of a dip. So, yeah. Let's zoom in. This is where the interesting stuff happens. We'll get to the bearish scenario, by the way. Don't you worry. So over here, bullish scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Wave 2 retraced to right around the 382 Fibonacci from the low of the high of a wave 1. Less common, but still a target. Wave 4 was also shallow, retracing to the 146 to the 236 Fibonacci, taken from the low of 2 to the high of wave 3. And then here we are now moving towards the upside. And what we're looking for is a wave 5 in this case, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here, the common target area for your wave 5 is between the 1 and the 0.618. Now the 1 to 1 is taken from the low to the high of 1 to the low of 4, right? Comparing 1 with 5. The 0.618 is taken from the low to the high of 3 to the low of 4. That's how you can get them on your chart. 55.9K, 59.4K. That is your target area for this wave 5. Target areas as in like additional resistance. First of all, where we are right now, right, the white box, you can see we are stagnating just a little bit. But if you pass this white box, then we do have a blue box above us, 60.1K, 61.5K. And if you remember, we have the weekly gap there as well, right above us, right? Weekly gap starts at 59.5K, which is very close to the 0.618 at 59.4K. So that is some interesting confluence in that area as well. Now inside this wave 5, we are looking for a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are waiting for a wave 4. As long as we do not get a range that is similar in size to what we had over here, we are looking for higher. This little range is not interesting, right? Look, we want to see a range time-wise that's the size of this range. This is how managing a trade from an Elliott Wave point of view is very easy when price is pumping, because you're just waiting for a range to form, right? You want to see a bigger range forming. And that's then also what we're looking for over here. Now, let me quickly adjust this just a little bit because price has made a new little high here, so move this to the high. I was so busy solving the problem of not being able to enter my YouTube studio today that I actually didn't really update my chart in detail. So here we go. So we're looking for our wave 1, 2, 3 to the upside, and eventually we're waiting for a range in the wave 4 and then another 5 towards the upside to finish the impulsive structure, right? And this wave 5 is then, at the moment, we're also looking for the end of this wave 5. So we're expecting a bit of a corrective structure to the downside, which is also interesting when we keep in mind that at the beginning of the analysis, I mentioned on the weekly time frame that the 886 is in this area as well. So a rejection at the 886 in confluence with ending the wave 5s, potentially hitting that weekly gap as well, can be an interesting area to look for potential short position depending on price, because of course it's mega against the trend. Trade the trend is your friend, right, till the end, all the typical quotes, but at least it's an area where I will be observing the reaction, and if there's weakness it might be interesting for a bit of a move towards the downside. Now here with this impulse, right, as mentioned, we are waiting for a range the size of this wave 2 to form, and in this wave 4, as that is what we're looking for, the common target area is between the 0.236 and the 0.5, 55.9K, 54, 0.1k taken from the low to the current high that we have over here. 618 is an invalidation at 53.4k. Currently we are grinding against the 4.618. As you can see, very nicely respected. Hit it, reject, and eventually we are ranging between the 4 and the 4.618, which is also a target for wave 3. And if you pass the 4.618, you could be looking for the 5, which is a little bit higher, right? So it's like 1, 1.618, 2, 2.618, 3, 3.618, and now it's 4, 4.618. So pretty much what we're waiting for, as mentioned, is a range. As long as price is pushing and you don't see a range that is at least similar in size of this wave 2 here, we're looking for higher. The moment we start to get a range that is the size of this wave 2, that is when things start to get interesting, because then we're going to be looking in this bullish scenario for a wave 4 and then one more push to the upside in a wave 5 before then a bit of a bigger retracement to the downside, right? So we're just waiting for a wave 4. We are currently at resistance as well, as you can see, so that is very, very nice. And from a CVD perspective, let me quickly have a look here. So, oh yeah, I set this, oh wait, we have a different high on the AGGR chart. That's interesting. Yeah, we didn't take this high on AGGR, but we did take it on the Coinbase chart. Yeah, so this is, by the way, the CVD chart, AGGR, charts.aggr.trade. If you have no idea what this is, then this is CVD on the AGGR chart. I have a video on it about it on YouTube. This is the link over here. You can stop the video if you want to put it in or just click. This is an explanation on how to use CVD, including a video on the channel. Look at the videos, search for CVD, and you'll find it. And here's my template, right? So that is what you're looking at right now. And at the moment, yeah, we didn't actually take this high, so I'd still be looking for price to go a little bit higher, actually, also on AGGR, but it doesn't mean we can range for wave 4 first, no? So what I mentioned in the group earlier is, yes, there is bearish CVD here, right? I said it in the morning update as well, right? Lower high on price, higher high on blue and on yellow, and that played out. Price moved down, bearish CVD. Price moved up. More bearish CVD divergences, right? Remember the morning update? Second bearish CVD. But in a trending environment, the probabilities are lower for a bearish CVD to actually play out. It's higher probability, it's leading. And it was the second CVD with the same pivot. Lowers the probabilities as well a little bit, right? So this has, on the Coinbase chart now played out because we took the high, but not on AGGR, interestingly. More locally on the right side, so I do realize that this move to the downside created again a higher low on price, but look on blue, lower low on the CVD here, right? So I do, you might think, hey, bullish CVD divergences, but I do prefer to look at the right side of the recent high, and because the recent high on the chart is this one here, I prefer to just look at the CVD over here, right? And at the moment there's just not really something going on, so just remaining patient from that perspective. Now we do have news. Nope, I do not want notifications, thank you. So Tuesday, that's today, 2:30 p.m. Central European time, we had some news. Tomorrow as well, 2:30 p.m. Thursday as well, and Friday as well. News heavy week, so be prepared for some volatility. Not that we are missing any volatility, to be honest, but just be on your feet in case the price is moving. Have your plan, have your strategy, have your stop loss, have your take profit, have your whatever. Make sure to at least manage things well if you're in a trade, and if you're not in a trade, on this channel, we don't FOMO, YOLO, or catch knives unless that's part of your plan. But, you know, catching knives, usually you would use order flow and, tick charts and that sort of stuff. But for most people, that's it's not a great idea. I speak from experience. I don't do that. Okay, so bearish scenario, as we cannot forget about the bearish scenario. On the macro weekly chart, bearish scenario is a three-wave structure to the upside, right? So at the moment, then 535, looking for a three-wave structure to the downside for much lower prices, as you can see, where the bearish scenario from the low that we have is then a three-wave structure in an ABC. Now at the moment, this one does have lower probabilities compared to bullish scenarios, just because we are now moving above the 1.618 and we're quite far as well. So a wave C can extend to a 2.618 or 3.618, but this is your most common target area here, 1 to the 1.236. 1.618 is still pretty common, absolutely. But moving above this starts to show wave 3, or starts to increase wave 3 probabilities compared to a wave C. So we cannot forget about this scenario. It's all a probabilities game, and the probabilities switch the moment you're going to move above the 1.618, as then generally, right, from an Elliott Wave perspective, probabilities increase for a wave 3 compared to a wave C. But nonetheless, it's something we keep in mind. So what we're looking for locally, because locally you don't really have a bearish scenario here. So we're waiting for a range, and the probabilities are by far highest. This is an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if this was part of a flat in an ABC, then you take a fib from the high to the low here, the highest point, and then this is your flat wave B target area. We're far above the 1.618, which is kind of like your max target for a wave B. So at the moment, locally, we're looking for higher 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're waiting for wave 4. We have a 4-hour order block here, which, by the way, is important support. So that is a nice support area as well. Wait, what is this? White. There we go. So that is an important support area on the chart, the 4-hour order block. And as mentioned, what we're waiting for is a range to form. And then we want to see a range that's going to be the size of this move here. As long as we do not get a range the size of this, we're looking for higher, right? So that is pretty much what we're looking for. Actually quite nice. The order block is in the 382 to the 05 target area for a wave 4 as well. So that is quite interesting. In case we might drop from a 3 to a 4, but that means we want to see local weakness. The trend at the moment is locally to the upside. We're still expecting higher prices, but we start to look, or we do look for a wave 4 to eventually begin, which means you can expect a bit of a retracement, right? But then eventually you want to see continuation unless the 618 is hit. So because that's the invalidation for a wave 4. So yeah, pretty much that is that, no? Voilà, mon ami. C'est tout. Yep. That is exactly what we're looking for from an Elliott Wave point of view. God, I love Elliott Waves. Okay, we started minute 14. No, yes. Chatting and Q&A. There we go. Let me quickly go. By the way, look, my things are now in Dutch as well, just because of the problems this morning, everything got resetted. So I need to bump myself here. So now everything is in Dutch. I need to change it to English because all the settings are back to Dutch now as well. So very nice. Something I actually like to show you, like a little bit of I always think it's quite interesting. Where is it? So let me show you this. 1 second here, 2.618, 1.618. Do we have the 3.6? Man, I need to organize this template. Uh, 1.618. Wait, my 2. Where's the 2? There we go. Yeah, that's nice. So I always like this is very typical for wave 3, right? So this extension is taken from the low of 1 to the high of 1 to the low of 2, and we're looking for a wave 3 to end, but the wave 3 can extend very far, so it never really makes sense to get try to estimate where the top of a wave 3 is from an Elliott Wave point of view. Does not make any sense. But what is interesting is the trend-based fib extension that I have on my chart. So the 1.618, right? We moved through the 1.618 to the 2, found support on the 1.618, and we continue. Where are we ranging? Ranging around the 2.618 and the 3, right? Moved through it, almost hit the 3. Ranging on top of the 2.618, support, 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 and up we go. Guess what? Now we are at the 3.618 for 4.618. Quick move up to the 4.618, moving down to the 3.618, right? It's beautiful playing in between the fibs, the 618 and the 4. So 3.618 up to the 4, 3.618, passing the 4, support on the 4, moving to the 4.618, back to the 4. Yeah, this is very much what you like to see in this is very wave 3 behavior as well. It's something that I enjoy seeing as an Elliott Wave analyst as we move through these trend-based fib extensions. Let me actually put. Let's see. Where's the 5? 57.8. Well, very nice. Now, by the way, if price moves higher, this wave 4 target area will move higher as well. Okay, there you go. Small note, by the way, tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I planned a video. So it's a planned video. I uploaded it just before the live stream. And that is a must watch. Not because it's analysis, but because I will explain what happens in March. Because I will marry next month and I'll be in Cape Town, South Africa, and there will be content throughout the month. But of course, the schedule is a bit different and things are a bit different than what you're used to. So instead of 3 updates per day, and that's when I'm home. But it will be a little bit different. So just to make sure your expectations are correct and are going to be met in that month, make sure to please just check out the video. It's like 7 to 8 minutes. So if you want to know what's going to happen in March, make sure to check it out. And because I explain everything there and what to expect in that month. And also if you're a member, it's probably like only additional benefit because I will be active in the memberships and in the Discord channel because I can always have my phone and I can write for silver. I can always make updates throughout the day because of my phone, having my phone with me as well. Or if I can in the early morning, because uploading or making a video is of course more effort than doing my analysis and writing about it. So that's going to be no problemo. But also I talk about that in the video. So Yep. So that is that. Thanks, Pau. Amit, Big Ledusky. What's up, Dowie? Yes, absolutely. Andy Rocks. Thank you. Okay, let me quickly move back up and see what you have been saying here. Where were we? We were here somewhere. Here. There we go. I am from Hong Kong. Wow. I always, where are you from? I always love hearing where people are from. It's so impressive. I'm just this guy in the Netherlands in the cheese city, Gouda. That's where I live. But man, it's such a global community. It's insane. I always love it when I see people write. So in Discord, we have the Where You're From channel. Where is it? Here. Where You're From channel. And as you can see, I always reply to everyone joining as well. And I'm always, the moment I see a message in here, I'm so interested in seeing where people are from. It's a long chat already. But Hong Kong, what's up, Dim Jack, I should probably say. Clean Spark. I don't know Clean Spark, actually. What's up, Jo? Bogdan, how you doing? Also, Bogdan, thanks for your updates, in the Setup Updates channel every morning. Part of your own analysis, but it definitely helps out people for sure. What's up, The Fox? Welcome, Christian, how you doing? Paul, lekker bezig, pik. Hoe is die, Paul? Goed dat je erbij bent vanavond. Of ja, einde middag vanavond. Eigenlijk vanavond, hè. Het is al 6 uur geweest. Dus good to have you here, Short now depends on your plan or your strategy. Mark Dutch, by the way, can we see that comment? Bullish Bradley said here before Mark Dutch. I promised him if you join, I'm going to show that to you. So there you go. I say 100K will happen before May, then a parabolic run starts. Sounds quite parabolic if you're at 100K before May. I am not, look, like we're in a bullish trend, but I keep my feet on the ground. We are currently at 56, 57K. We're not close to 100. We're also not close to 10K. The range that I'm keeping an eye on is pretty much 60 to 50K, right? 60 to 40, 60 to 50K. And we take it level by level, step by step. And when the new waves are forming and information comes in, that is when we, reassess probabilities all the time. But I can only imagine what the Moon Boys are saying. They're probably shouting about like 1 million Bitcoin by the end of the year and that sort of stuff. They're invited to CNBC to talk about their 1 million prediction. What a clowns. So 100K is in a bull run absolutely a possibility, but it just depends on the structures. And don't forget, April is very close, or May. That's 2 months. So it will be quite exciting to see what happens in those 2 months. Not yet looking for 100K in those 2 months though. But we'll see, because we take it step by step, so maybe it will be. But at the moment, the probabilities are not from an Elliott Wave point of view on the side for those high targets in May. But there's only one way to find out, and that is we keep analyzing the chart, and if there's no weakness, we look for higher, no? That's the way to go. Oh, by the way, if you're talking about higher time frame targets, make sure to check out my cycle, macro, and high time frame video, which is, if you go to the homepage of my channel, scroll down a little bit, you'll find the playlist, macro and high time frame videos. The most recent one is from last Sunday, so you might find it interesting with regards to the target and the time to put in a potential new all-time high in a bull market. What's up, Flotti? How you doing? Kaiser Schmarren, Mr. Espresso, Schnitzelmeister. The first FOMO candle in a while, but what's interesting that leading up to now, Mark Sanders hated this rally. Make them hate it, right? What I think is interesting is the FOMO, the FOMO will eventually come, right? The higher price moves, the more people FOMO in and be like, oh shit, oh shit, I'm missing it. But that is also the perfect moment to turn it around and get a preferably a sharp and quick corrective structure before then potential continuation in a bullish scenario. So people enter at the high, they FOMO in, greed is very, very high, funding rates are very, very high, and then you bring it down, and then you like, it's just going to be like a waterfall effect, right? You hit the stop losses and then you go down, stop everyone out, and then you continue. That's something that I would like to see before going very high. Not because I necessarily need to re-enter, because that I'm fine, but I just want the greed to be reduced, and the funding rate would be nice as well. Bearish scenarios. Andy Rocks, thanks, appreciate it. By the way, is that a motorbike? I think that looks like a bit of a bike. I'm a biker as well. Sir, if we get sell trade in Bitcoin, what will the TP and stop loss be? That depends on your plan. Your take profit and your stop loss should be based on your plan, which is built on statistics. For example, I know that with my day trading strategy, my most profitable target is a 123 RR. So rarely do I ever change 123 RR. Never lower, by the way. I never go down. But sometimes I go up depending on some exceptions. But by far most common, my day trading strat is a 123 RR. My Elliott Wave is swinging, and that's just based on what price action does. So that can vary. But my day trading strat is based on data, 1, 2, 3 RR, and my stop loss is also based on data. So what you need is a plan, and we can talk about the 6 steps in a second to build a plan, which I guess if I scroll down, people are already writing. After green coming red, potentially. Well, eventually, yes. After sunshine comes come the clouds. So after rain comes sunshine. I dream about Mr. Elliott coming to my house and teaching me. That's how much I love him. Unfortunately, that will always be a dream. But at least the knowledge is in a book and also on the YouTube channel here. So and the links in the description, right? The educational links. If you open the description, you scroll down a little bit, you'll find the educational links, right? These are very, very good, in my opinion. If probabilities were, if probabilities for a wave 3 increase, also time-wise increase, probabilities for incoming shorter bull run and longer next bear run. These are questions I kind of answer in the high time frame video. So if we get a bull run, right, make sure to check out. Wait, let me do this here. So we go to youtube.com/ and now I have to do my own YouTube channel at Koens Trading, because it's not in my history anymore, because I cleared everything because of the problems earlier. So we scroll down. Macro Elliott Wave videos. This one over here, where I also go over the monthly time frame, so very, very high time frame, right? So where I talk about targets, where I talk about, hey, what is the target for the bull run? And in what time can we expect an all-time high to be made? Because it's not just price, also time. And what's interesting is that the bear markets, each cycle, are deeper from a Fibonacci logarithmic perspective. So the first bear market back in the day retraced to the 236. The second one to the 382. The most recent one to 15K to the 0.5. So with the next bear market, one can expect the 0.5 to the golden pocket to be a very important target for the bear market after this bull market, which then is, by estimation, a retracement to between the 50 and 30, 60 and 40K. So yeah, proper move down. So basically, the bear markets are on average getting deeper, quote unquote, on a logarithmic perspective, while actually, funny enough, the highs are becoming more shallow, like the percentage price moves on a logarithmic chart. Of course, the price move itself is bigger because we're talking about 10,000s of you know, like 10K and 10K and 10K from 60 to 70 to 80 to 90. Which of course is more than going from 3K to 20K, for example, but percentage-wise on a log chart, it's lower. But it's all explained in the video there, to be honest. Is there any chance for price to come to 50K? That is my entry. There's always a chance, but at the moment we are still looking for higher. So we take it step by step. We are still expecting a retracement based on the structures locally since the recent low and this move to the upside. We are looking for a bit of a wave 5 to finish. But at the moment we are still looking for higher prices, right? We're looking for a wave 4 to be formed sooner or later. And then eventually we're aiming for a bit of a wave 5 still to the upside. Let me get the prices in here. There you go. So in the short term, not expecting 50K, but after a wave 5 is in, and if we see some good weakness, because that's what we're looking for, then there is that possibility, but not yet from an Elliott Wave point of view. Thanks, Power Meat, rewinding to see the beginning. Cheers. Mark Dutch, like button broken. I know. For the people that are here, if you're new, by the way, welcome. But you rarely ever in my content will see me ask for likes, subscribers, or click the affiliate link because we have great stuff going on. I'm not that type of person. You know how it works. If you're on YouTube, you know where the sub is, you know where the like is, you know where the comment section is, and you also probably know what the links in the description do. If you register with that first link at the top, you'll get some free stuff. And we always have new campaigns running, and you support the channel doing so. If you don't want to support the channel but still like to check out the platform, ta-da, you can use Google, right? So people know how it works. They know how it works. But back. Okay, and this is where we then continued. Michigan. Crystal River, Florida, Michigan, the Americans in the house. Also the Dutchies, of course, here. Thankfully, I closed my short position before the last breakout. Good job, Jay. Good job. It's good to hear that you closed your trade, that you made that decision, because you were struggling, right, with the previous live stream, which, where, by the way, no one in chat, including myself in front of the cam, did not give any financial advice. We just spoke about your situation, of course, together with chat as well. And I think you made a good decision, of course. So now it's biting through the bullet, meaning accepting that loss, learning the lessons, and improve. If it was out of the scope of your strategy, either improve the strategy or learn the lessons from it. Do you ever use CVD on the higher time frames? Not really. CVD is best on the lower time frames, but yeah, so only maybe 1 hour or 4 hour. Like for example, here we had bullish CVDs, right? Higher low in price, lower low on the CVD, which you can see here. If we go to the 1 hour, higher low on price, lower low on the CVD. At the beginning here, it's not yet interesting, but the moment we continue ranging, the probabilities go up for a corrective range here, and we expect to move up, and the CVD was mimicking that as well, was showing that. So 1 hour, 4 hour max, but I don't often use it. By far most common, I use lower time frames, which is also the best generally for the CVD. The difference with RSI and MACD is actually very big, because the RSI and the MACD are momentum indicators, while CVD is like, so momentum indicators, lagging indicators, right? And CVD is a what happens now indicator, right? It's not lagging. So what CVD shows you, cumulative volume delta, is market shorts and market longs in that particular candle. So on the 15-minute, you can see market longs or market shorts in the candle. If the line moves up, there's more market longs in that candle than there are market shorts, right? If the line goes down, there's more market shorts than market longs. Now, with this information, you can use CVD as an indicator for potential trading opportunities. For me, CVD is, and I there's a reason why I always say this at the end of my videos, is by far the best indicator in my opinion. But that is also personal preference. So I don't like to use RSI or MACD because they're lagging, they're momentum indicators, and also they give you like 500 divergences before finally you're actually getting a divergence that is like moving price down. So I still very much remember with RSI, the first RSI divergence, bearish RSI divergence, was here at about like what, 35K on the RSI indicator, right? Look at what happened after. CVD was showing bullish, 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 bullish. This dropped to the downside, bullish over here, bullish here, bullish here, bullish here. No? So yeah, there's like no question about what I prefer, but that's also my style of trading. Doesn't mean RSI is bad, MACD is bad. It's just for my style, CVD is just by far the best I've ever used. RSI can be incredibly profitable. You can make a great MACD strategy, but you have to make a strategy around it, of course, right? The indicator is just like CVD, not a buy and sell indicator. But you can definitely profit a lot by using RSI and CVD efficiently, but you need to make a plan around it. And for me, CVD is just, it's now action instead of lagging or momentum. It's what happens now in the market. And that is what I am most interested in as a day trader. And for Elliott Waves as a more like swing trader, I suppose, it's also something that I like to use. With RSI, probably, you know, first divergence here. Oh shit, I better start selling because we have our first divergence. And now here we are, 57K. Yeah, it's a personal preference. But the difference is CVD is market orders, long and short, that you can see, which lead to CVD divergences, which equals absorption, which you can find more about in the YouTube video that I write about CVD and the one pager here. So there's the video. Search for CVD on YouTube on my channel and you'll find the video. And this is the one pager you can download, template, link. Also Ethereum and Sol here, by the way, made by Dario. So, yeah. Mohammed, by the way. Mohammed Hamad, welcome as well. I forgot to say hi. Karim, Egypt, Dominican Republic. Oh, yeah, Brazil. Thanks, Dusty Hand. Global audience. Can we be in a running flat from the top of this early morning? Wait, a running flat? Early morning. This is too low time frame. So you're talking about what happens here. But what happens here at the moment for me is, yeah, I'm not really I don't like to count this. Because we're just waiting for a bigger range. So this is also literally what I'm just waiting for, is I just wait for a range to form the size of this wave 2. So give me a bit of a range, give me a bit of a move to the downside for wave 4, hitting the target area preferably, of course. And I don't really yet care what happens here at the moment, because for now it's just a slow grind to the upside. You have a 3-wave structure here to the downside. So in a running flat, this would be your A, right? Then you need a 3-wave move up, so then you need a B. But if this is your C, you want to have a 5-wave structure. This is very much a 3-wave structure to the downside, right? And this move is quite high for a potential diagonal, which then means expanding diagonal, which is not what you like to see in a wave C, A, B, and then a wave C. Lowering the probabilities for any flat structure here, increasing the probabilities that you have either another corrective structure going on here, or the high is a wave 5. And you start ranging in either a lower degree or the blue wave 4. Yeah, but that's just generally what we're quite simply waiting for, is a bit of a bigger range to form, and then another high in a wave 5 at least. And there's low probabilities. This is a 3-wave structure. If price would make it to the golden pocket, geez, a double 1-2 would be higher probability than this being an ABC, you know. But yeah, we're waiting to look for a wave 4. Is the ETF control Bitcoin, or is it the other way around? Not really in fundamentals. I'm 200% technical, so but generally no one is controlling Bitcoin, of course. It's just an open you know, how shall I call it, open market in a way. Of course, there's many parties involved and big investors and stuff, but yeah, no one can control it. Thank you, Pranavan Etheru. Wait until the reveal which organization Satoshi is, and it will quickly burst to zero, potentially. Why don't you consider a big expanding flat ABC where B ends at ADK? Because at the moment, it's just not the highest probability. Also on a macro time frame. So we are not close to ADK. So, and if you do go to ADK, it needs to be a 3-wave structure, which then has to be a double zigzag WXY, because your wave C going to ADK is too high. Your wave A ended at 30K. Your wave C can't end at ADK. It's too far. So you then need a WXY on the macro time frame. But at the moment, it doesn't yet. It's too early to talk about these scenarios. You then have a W, then you need a sharp, an X, and then you need a Y. But we first need to see local weakness, and then based on the reaction to the downside, we need to see such strong weakness that we actually go to lower prices for an X before a Y. But at the moment, we didn't yet even finish W in that case, right? Because we're still moving to the upside here. So it doesn't really make sense to think about a flat here. So you're talking about the ABC, but your B has to be a 3-waver. But this being an A, B, and C to ADK, C is too high. It's very, very, very far for a C. Of course, a wave C target can be the 2.618 and can be a 3.618, but the moment that wave C moves above the 1.618, probabilities go down for a wave C compared to an impulsive structure. So at the moment, and also in this video, right, or in the live streams, I only show the highest probability Elliott wave scenarios, right? So of course, you can think about a flat, or you can think about a WXY or even a triangle, but it's just not yet relevant. Currently, the highest probability bearish scenario is an ABC, where you turn around preferably before all-time high. The moment you take the all-time high, then yeah, macro, you're going to think about flats. But as long as the high isn't taken, it's not really something to think about just yet. So it's probabilities. At the moment, it doesn't have the highest probability, but it might become a high probability, or from the bearish scenarios, that is, it might become the highest probability bearish scenario only the moment the high is taken. So that is when you're going to be like, okay, either a flat or you're going to look for a running triangle. Yeah. But then also preferably for a flat, you have a W, X, and then a Y. Yeah. Yep. Oh wait, completion of a 5th wave on the chart. I mean, you can find wave 5s on every time frame, right? So on the lower time frame, on a 4-hour time frame. Over here, to the downside, your wave 5. This is your small one. What was 1 second here? We had the. I forgot if it was this one here or this one here. Either or, doesn't matter. It's the reversal points. That's pretty much where you want to look, no? For your reversals. So as you can see, you just look for the peaks pretty much. Also here, right, impulse structure to the downside. There's also a wave 5 in there. Same here, daily time frame, right, wave 5 to the upside there as well. Price moving up. There's a wave 5 in here. There's a wave 5 in this area, right? So everywhere you look, there's a wave 5 also here. And then we had our corrective structure, ABC, to continue. There's also a smaller 5 here. This was a correction here, so this is also a 5. So there's many wave 5s, but what you're looking for in a wave 5, what you're looking for in a 5 is simply an internal 5-wave structure. So it's just an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inside wave 5 you look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you're looking for. Of course, an impulse has characteristics where usually the highest amount of volume is in your wave 3, right? So your volume pattern generally is something like this, where in your wave 1 it is quite often very, very neutral, very modest, not much happening, almost horizontal. And then in wave 2 it goes down a bit, and then in wave 3 the volume increases, right? At the end of wave 3 it slows down. Wave 4, volume moving to the downside. And then in your wave 5, volume increases again, but you have lower volume, and then you get a bigger correction, so volume tends to go down. But your wave 5 by far most common, has a lower volume peak compared to your wave 3. Yeah, you can go down all the way to a 5-minute time frame to look for wave 5s as well, because in the end it's just you're looking for an internal 5-wave structure. Yep. It's about more. I write KTM RC. Yeah, absolutely, man. I had a Yamaha R6 2010 Rossi limited edition. So that was the bike I had, but now I'm in a switch. So I sold it, and I am in a switch to get a bit of a bike where we can easily ride together as well. My fiance doesn't really like to ride herself, but she loves to come with and sit in the back. So my wife, it's a wife now. So yeah, counter hypothesis to that. Yeah, not really looking at alts. I need a day trader. Where can you teach me? I'm scared of day trading. That would be Diamond. That is where we, first of all, help people to develop a strategy, which is why we have the R&D channel, strategy R&D, which is always active as well, where people develop new things. But also, my day trading strategy is in here. So wait, FAQ. So this is what you'll find in here. So yeah. And also how I developed my strategy, which can be inspirational for people that want to develop their own. Pleasure, Evoel. Suzuki GSX 750. That's, yeah. On the green wave 5 being finished, low probability at the moment, as we're looking for a range to form. That's currently the highest probability. Still looking for higher, because as mentioned, these type of moves are the easiest, as we're just waiting for a range to form. But we don't have a range the size of this wave 2, so that is what we're looking for, and that would then be labeled a 4, and then you still expect another high in a 5. So as long as we don't get a range this size, we just look for higher. And even if you get a range this size, you're still looking actually for another 5 to the upside. So there, yeah. The 6 steps. Not talking about revenge trade. Yeah. Ooh. Andrew, the 6 steps. Yeah, these are the 4. You know, you forgot 5 and 6, which undoubtedly you know. Yeah, so if you're here and you're like, hey, you know, how do I create a day trading strategy? Or a strategy by any means, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to, it can be scalping, can be swing trading, can be day trading. There are 6 steps you have to follow, okay? Follow these 6 steps and you have a high probability of being a profitable, consistently profitable trader. Step 1, try as many free tools as you can, right? So try the tools on TradingView over here, right? You'll find them on the left. Try the indicators, just try them, build experience with them, use them. And then step number 2 is find your favorite tools and build statistics on them. Use Excel, use another software where you can build statistics, doesn't matter. I use Excel, that's what I like to use. So just build statistics on those tools. What happens if the tool is hit? Or what happens if XYZ, right? Where would I need to put my stop loss? What's the risk to, like, how far does it bounce from the whatever tool you use, right? So track statistics. Step 3 is combine some of your favorite statistics. Combine some of your favorite tools that you build statistics on, and now build more statistics on the combination of the tools, right? So first you track statistics of individual tools, you find your favorites and the ones that tend to do nicely, and now you combine like these, usually a minimum of 2 or 3, right? Well, minimum 2 because you want to combine stuff. and build more statistics on the combination. So if this, this, and this is hit at the same area, what happens? Step 4 is you tweak and adjust the combination. You add something, you remove something, and you see what it does with the statistics. So again, you build statistics. Every time you tweak, you got to start over with your statistics, right? Step 5 is that you start trading the combination, which is now your strategy. So you start trading your strategy, which is based on statistics, and you start trading it with a low amount of money, and you work on your trading psychology. And then step 6 is you start increasing your portfolio size, right? Slowly, because it's easy to get used to bigger wins, but it's not easy to get used to bigger losses. That's why step 5 also is trading psychology. So these 6 steps, follow them, and there's a very good chance you're going to be a great profitable trader. The problem is most people do not want to buy. They do not want to track statistics. They don't want to put effort, time, and discipline into actually building a strategy. The only thing they want to do is waste their money in the market and get lucky. You might get lucky once, you may get lucky twice or 3 times, or you're lucky for a week. But if you want to make trading your business, you're not going to be lucky for 10 years, right? So build a strategy, build a plan. You'll be long-term profitable, as that is the goal, right? So that is the boring side of trading that people do not see. It's that statistics, it's the data, it's that sort of stuff that makes a strategy, that builds a strategy, right? So this is what's really going to help you, and that's what we do to answer that question in Diamond, right? So that is where the steps are explained in more detail, and Excel sheets and everything is in there to help people develop a strategy. The best thing you can do is to create a strategy. Besides, in Diamond, people can trade my day trading strategy, as it's all there, all the rules, all the whatever. But it's also important to me to help people to develop their own stuff. So yeah, important. No, that's because you're not Diamond. So it's in Diamond. It's the Diamond membership. The join button is below Discord if you're interested. Yes, that's correct. Anchored VWAPs above anything else. Depends on your strategy. No, depends on your strategy. But you have found anchored VWAPs working for you, which is good. Because anything can work. You can use trend lines, patterns, order flow, the DOM, Elliott waves, CVD, RSI, MACD, MFI. It doesn't matter. Anything can work. It depends on what you like to use as well. The only indicator I use is CVD, and that's the one I have a video on, Andy. You can find it on my channel if you look for CVD. Hope so, Yazer. Ramadan already. What's up, Moonboot Boy? All my life people have said that only now do I realize I lie all the time. Come home after a long day's work and finding Kunis live. Moonboot Boy. Oh, I have to reply to your latest message on Discord. You remember me. You make me remember. That's what I said. In your Elliott Wave analysis, good to have you here, Moonboot Boy. I do have to go soon, though, because I got to go live for gold. In your Elliott Wave analysis, bull or bear market of Bitcoin has high probabilities. At the moment, a bull. But market is a big word. Like, when people think about a bull market or a bear market, they think about like it just goes up and up and up, but they don't keep into account the bigger retracements of like 20 or 30% in the meantime, right? Or 40% even, which is still bull market behavior. You just go down by 40% before you continue, or 30 or 20. So at the moment, because for bear, it's the analysis as well. If you just go to the analysis, it pretty much answers your question, actually. If you're looking for a macro wave 3, then that is correct. At the moment, that would be lower volume. True. So that is why also that is a lower probability compared to a few wave 1 and 2s, because the wave 1s tend to have lower volume compared to a wave 3, and then we still expect a bigger wave 3 in the bull markets. Really can't believe he hasn't got 100 likes yet. Yeah, I don't know. No one really likes to be here. No, 99. We're at 99 at the moment, and there is above 1,000 people that have joined the stream. So, We are still in a bear market. Yeah, potentially on a monthly time frame, but of course on a daily time frame, we're absolutely not, right? So what we have to wait for is weakness, and that's what we're waiting for as well. Is if there is a sign of weakness, right? And this is where ranges are so important. The moment there's weakness, that is when we can talk about a potential reversal. Not a bear market yet, right? For a bear market, a lot needs to happen for a bear market now. But then we talk about weakness and a retracement. And first, we think we're going to talk about corrective structures. And then we might eventually talk about bear markets if it goes down a lot. Bina, below the video is a link. Or it's the join. There's a join button, like the word join. If you click on that video, that's where you find it. Or in Discord, you go to the YouTube membership channel at the top. That is where you can go as well. And there you'll find all the information. Cheers. Is it possible to have a big wave 4 around 42? I don't know the target area for the wave 4 out of my head because you have to take it from 24K to then 58, 59. Which is a 1 second here, 24, 34, 35, that's 30K and a little bit. So the 05 is at like 15K and a little bit, which is at about 40K. So yes, that would be a max target for a wave 4 to then take a wave 5 high. Yeah. Yes, Gabriel. That would be quite nutty, just wick the high and then go down. Wait for a range is a good baby's name. That's why mom and I named you Consolidation in the first place, Skywalker. These guys. Okay, W. Not doing alts at the moment. In fact, first name was actually a mistake. Second was Finn Gurmy. Thank God they went for plan C. If I was going to be a girl, they would call me Rose. That was going to be my name. It's Kunel. Because, not a girl. But hey, in today's age, I can always change my, I can identify as and then, probably somewhere change my name and be like, hi, I'm Rose. Yeah, you never know nowadays. That being said, though, it is 7:30. I got to go live for the Gold Squad. And I like to repeat that tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central European Time, there will be a video on YouTube that is already planned, which is an important one. So make sure to check out that one. It's about 7 minutes where I talk about what to expect in the upcoming month. Because, as probably many of you know by now, but I will go to South Africa tomorrow. I'll be in an airplane for 11 to 12 hours. And there will be content in March, right? As I'll be there for pretty much the whole month, as I'll be back 2nd or 3rd of April. Because I will marry there on the 9th of March as well. The paper wedding is already done, so I'm already married on paper, but the ceremony and everything is happening there. Now, there will be content, but of course, it's not as frequent as I can do when I'm home, right? It's not going to be 3 updates a day and all that stuff. So it's going to be less on YouTube, not every day. If I do make content, it's probably live streams instead of videos, because during a live stream, I can also do my analysis. So instead of in the morning, do my morning analysis and then make a video and then post it online, I'll just turn on the live stream, do the analysis live with you, and then talk probabilities at that time and then go after, right? So that's that. Also for the members, if you're a member, you're actually in a very good position because I might not always have the opportunity, of course, to make videos as it takes more time. I will be staying with my family as well, and the family of my fiance is very close, so there will be people around me. So it's not always possible to make a video or do live streams. Also, the electricity can turn off at times. So if you're in silver, I will be actually during the month a lot more active in the memberships than I can be on YouTube, because the effort of making a video is just a lot bigger than analyzing the chart and then writing that as a silver short-term update, right? So as I always do, I always write updates in the morning. Not sure if I can do that every morning, but at least I always have my phone, I always have my laptop, so it's easier for me, even if I'm in a noisy space, to do my analysis and then write the updates in text as I always do, but then put them in silver. With gold, the weekly feedback Q&A, live stream, not sure if I can do those, but I will write in Discord and reserve a bit of time during the week where I will answer all the questions as well. So we just do a chatting feedback and Q&A session. And then with Diamond, the setup updates will be in text instead of video probably as well. So I just write it in text and I take screenshots instead of recording the video. So yeah, there will be a lot more happening in the membership side compared to the videos. Even though I try to do something, it won't happen. I can't do it every day because my family and friends are there. There's so much on the planning. But I'll try to at least upload some pieces of content while I'm there on YouTube. But naturally, writing is easier because of I don't need a quiet space. I can do it anywhere. I have my phone, so that is why writing updates in silver is much easier to do. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's wife. Thanks, Moonboot Boy. Appreciate it. Thanks, Adrian. Paper fiance, exactly. Thanks, Fly Phoenix. Appreciate it. And it's gonna find out you have a fiance. Yeah, exactly. Married and a fiance. What time do you fly? Early in the morning. I don't know. I have to check exactly. But early in the morning. Yeah. Good day, sir. May your wedding be a splendid occasion. Will you be in the Cape? I will be in the Cape. So if there's people living in Cape Town, I mean, can be interesting. Do a little bit of a Cape Town meetup in one of those days. I'm there for a whole month, so it should be possible. So do not go away, right? When I'm back in April, we go full ham, and during March, there will be content on the channel. It will mainly be live streams. If you've been here previously when I was traveling to South Africa, you kind of know how it goes, because I already was in South Africa last year as well, and I did other travels. I went to Saudi Arabia and other places where if you like people that were here kind of know how it goes when I'm abroad. So there will be content, but usually it's live streams. And the frequency is lower because naturally there's a lot going on and I'm abroad. So yeah, just so that your expectations will be met. But tomorrow morning I talk about it in a bit more detail, and the video will be online at 7 a.m. Central European Time, which is in pretty much 11 hours and 25 minutes. What's up, Dealey? Gotta move. Thanks, Space Monk. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So no worries. We're still going to do analysis, but the frequency goes down, of course. So I will make sure to put content on my Instagram story. Link is in the description if you're interested. I'm not that active on Instagram, but I will when I'm traveling. I am active on Instagram with my Instagram stories, so I can take you along the ride, show you where I'm at. And in Cape Town and environment, omgeving, Cape Town and omgeving, in the area of Cape Town. So I will post like stuff on my Instagram story, but yeah. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. This is the last live stream before I fly tomorrow. And also, pretty much the channel is online now for 1 year and 7 days. Holy moly, has a lot happened in this time. So, no, Mark, I'm not a commercial guy, man. Thanks, though. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Crypto paralysis. 49K top as part of as a wait for for a 1-2 already complete? Yes, but that's also the scenario I showed earlier in the live stream. So make sure to check out the analysis. So that would be the second 1-2 that is then finished, and then now you're looking for a wave 3 to the upside, but potentially one more 1-2 in that case. So yeah. So thanks everyone for hanging out. We're gonna stay in touch, right? We're gonna have content. Do not worry, there will be content. It's just gonna be a different structure. And I'll post stuff on Instagram stories, link in the description, and I'll be active in Discord as always. So Discord is where I'm going to be active, especially with the updates in silver, gold, and diamond. So cheers, everyone. Bye bye.